Beneath the bustling streets of modern Rome, where tourists snap selfies by the Colosseum and locals sip espresso in sunlit piazzas, a darker world once thrived. One of whispered conspiracies, forbidden rituals, and secrets so perilous they could topple emperors. Picture the marble halls of the Senate, echoing not just with the voices of statesmen, but with the silent tension of hidden agendas. In the shadowy corners of these grand chambers, alliances were forged and betrayed, lives weighed and discarded, all in the name of power. Ancient Rome is often remembered for its dazzling achievements, its engineering marvels, its military conquests, its enduring art and philosophy. But behind the grandeur, the city was a crucible of intrigue, where knowledge could be as deadly as a dagger, and the wrong secret in the wrong hands could mean the difference between glory and ruin. From the mysterious cults that met by torchlight in underground catacombs, to the coded messages passed between slaves and senators, Rome's most dangerous secrets shaped the fate of an empire. Today, we peel back the layers of history to reveal the hidden truths that Rome's rulers tried desperately to conceal. What were these secrets, and why were they so dangerous? Let's journey into the heart of ancient Rome's shadowy underworld. To truly understand the perilous secrets of ancient Rome, we must step back into a world where power was everything, and trust was a rare commodity. The city's marble facades and grand forums masked a society obsessed with control, over information, over people, and over fate itself. Let's begin with the political heart of Rome, the Senate. While the Senate projected an image of order and reason, its corridors were rife with plots and counterplots. Senators, draped in their white togas, often carried more than just scrolls. They bore grudges, ambitions, and sometimes literal knives. The most infamous example is the Ides of March, 44 BCE. Julius Caesar, Rome's most powerful man, strode confidently into the theater of Pompey, unaware that a circle of his closest allies had conspired in secret to end his life. The plot was meticulously planned, messages passed in code, meetings held in shadowy corners, and oaths sworn in blood. The conspirators believed they were saving the Republic, but their secret unleashed chaos, plunging Rome into years of civil war. But political intrigue was only one layer of Rome's dangerous underbelly. Beneath the city, in labyrinthine catacombs and hidden chambers, secret societies and forbidden cults flourished. The cult of Bacchus, for example, promised ecstatic communion with the gods, but Roman authorities saw it as a threat to public order. In 186 BCE, the Senate uncovered what they believed was a vast conspiracy: secret nighttime gatherings, wild rituals, and whispered plots against the state. The crackdown was swift and brutal. Thousands were arrested, tortured, or executed, and the cult was driven underground. Yet, the allure of secret knowledge and forbidden rites persisted, drawing new followers into the shadows. Religion in Rome was a double-edged sword. Public rituals reinforced the power of the state, but private mysteries offered something more personal and more dangerous. The cult of Mithras, popular among soldiers, met in hidden temples carved beneath the city. Initiates underwent secret ceremonies, swearing oaths of loyalty that sometimes superseded their allegiance to Rome itself. These underground brotherhoods created networks of trust and secrecy that could rival the Senate's own machinations. Secrets in Rome were not just spiritual or political, they were technological too. The Romans were master engineers, and some of their innovations were closely guarded. The recipe for Roman concrete, which allowed their buildings and aqueducts to endure for millennia, was a closely held secret. Only a select few knew the precise mixture of volcanic ash, lime, and seawater that made their structures so resilient. This knowledge was power, control over the very bones of the city. Yet, perhaps the most dangerous secrets were those that threatened the social order. Rome was a society built on hierarchy, with a tiny elite ruling over millions of slaves and commoners. The fear of rebellion was ever present. Slave revolts, like the one led by Spartacus in 73 BCE, were fueled by clandestine meetings and coded messages. The authorities responded with brutal efficiency, torturing suspected conspirators to extract information and making public examples of those caught plotting. The message was clear: secrets could be deadly, and the price of discovery was often death. But secrecy was not the sole domain of the oppressed. The emperors themselves were masters of deception. Augustus, Rome's first emperor, carefully crafted his public image as a humble servant of the people while quietly consolidating absolute power. He maintained a vast network of informants, spies who listened in taverns, markets, and even private homes. These agents reported back on rumors, dissent, and potential threats, allowing Augustus to neutralize rivals before they could act. The emperor's secret police, the frumentarii, became infamous for their ability to make enemies disappear without a trace. As the empire grew, so did the complexity of its secrets. The imperial court became a hotbed of intrigue where eunuchs, freedmen, and courtiers vied for influence. Poisonings, forged documents, and blackmail were common tools of the trade. Empress Livia, wife of Augustus, was rumored to have orchestrated the deaths of rivals to secure her son Tiberius's succession. Whether these stories are true or the product of later gossip, they reveal a world where survival depended on knowing and keeping the right secrets. The dangers of secrecy extended beyond Rome's borders. Military campaigns relied on coded messages and secret strategies. The fate of entire legions could hinge on a single intercepted letter. Roman generals used complex ciphers to communicate with their commanders, and spies infiltrated enemy camps to gather intelligence. The story of Arminius, a Germanic chieftain who had served as a Roman officer, is a cautionary tale. Trusted by the Romans, Arminius secretly plotted with his own people, leading them to a devastating ambush in the Teutoburg forest in 9 CE. 3 Roman legions were wiped out, and the empire's expansion into Germania was halted forever. Even Rome's greatest achievements were shadowed by secrecy. The construction of the Pantheon with its massive concrete dome was a feat unmatched for centuries. The methods used by its builders were so advanced that later generations could only guess at their techniques. Some believed the architects had made a pact with the gods. Others whispered of lost knowledge, hidden away to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. But not all secrets were born of malice or ambition. Some were acts of survival. In times of persecution, early Christians met in secret, using symbols like the fish to identify one another. They worshipped in catacombs, away from the prying eyes of Roman authorities. Their secrecy was a shield, allowing their faith to endure and eventually transform the empire itself. Throughout Rome's history, the tension between openness and secrecy shaped its destiny. Laws were passed to control information, from the banning of certain books to the execution of astrologers and magicians who claimed to predict the future. Knowledge was power, and those who possessed it walked a fine line between influence and annihilation. Personal stories bring these dangers into sharp relief. Take the case of Sejanus, the ambitious commander of the Praetorian Guard under Emperor Tiberius. Sejanus used his position to manipulate the flow of information, isolating the emperor and eliminating rivals. For years, he operated in the shadows, his true intentions hidden behind a mask of loyalty. But secrets have a way of surfacing. When Tiberius finally uncovered Sejanus's plot to seize the throne, the retribution was swift and merciless. Sejanus was executed, his family and associates hunted down, and his name erased from public memory, a stark reminder of the risks of playing with dangerous secrets. The evolution of secrecy in Rome mirrored the evolution of the empire itself. As Rome expanded, so did the need for control, over people, over information, over fate. The city's rulers built ever more elaborate systems of surveillance and punishment, but the human desire for knowledge, for connection, for power could never be fully contained. By the time the empire began to crumble, the weight of its secrets had become a burden too great to bear. Corruption, betrayal, and paranoia eroded the foundations of trust. The once mighty empire fractured, its secrets scattered to the winds. Yet the legacy of Rome's dangerous secrets endures. Archaeologists still uncover hidden chambers and encrypted inscriptions. Historians pore over ancient texts, searching for clues to mysteries that have never been fully explained. The allure of the unknown, the thrill of discovery, and the fear of what lies hidden. These are as much a part of our world as they were of ancient Rome. As we reach the climax of our journey, one question remains. What can we learn from the secrets that shaped an empire? And what dangers still lurk in the shadows of history, waiting to be revealed? The secrets of ancient Rome did not vanish with the fall of the empire. They echo through the ruins, whispering from beneath the cobblestones and behind the faded frescoes. Rome's dangerous secrets remind us that power and knowledge are forever entwined, and that the struggle to control information is as old as civilization itself. The stories of conspirators, cultists, and emperors are not just relics of a distant past. They are cautionary tales for every age. Today, we still grapple with the same questions that haunted Rome. Who holds the truth? Who decides what must remain hidden? And what price are we willing to pay for the secrets we keep, or the ones we uncover? The legacy of Rome's shadowy underworld lives on in our fascination with mystery, our hunger for forbidden knowledge, and our fear of what lies just out of sight. As you walk the streets of any great city, remember that every stone has a story, and every society has its secrets. What will future generations say about the secrets we guard today? If you found this journey into Rome's hidden world as captivating as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Join us next time as we uncover more mysteries from history's darkest corners.